our next speaker today, which is Stephen Crane. Stephen is the president of C&W Offshore in Mount Pearl, Newfoundland and Labrador. Stephen became involved with the LSC after a close friend of his passed away from a blood cancer just last year. In Stephen's first year participating in the Light the Night event in St. John's, his team was awarded the top fundraising team. It is a pleasure to introduce to you today, Stephen Crane.
Thank you very much, Ashley. Hey everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the LLSC fundraising series. As Ashley said, my name is Stephen Crane, and I'm president of C&W Offshore in Mount Pearl. I'm also the chair of the inaugural corporate committee for this year's Light the Night virtual event in St. John's. So, as Ashley mentioned, part of the reason that I've been asked to speak is because of my connection. And also, I'm in a little bit of a unique position, I guess, that I've been involved in a personal team, and this year I have entered a corporate team. So my first year participating in the event was 2018, and so this is last year. So in 2018, I was there as a supporter, as my best friend for over 20 years, Chuck Lewis, was battling leukemia. Last year, unfortunately, I was there in memory as Chuck passed away the previous February. In our first year involved as a team, we were able to raise over $27,000, and as Ash said, we were the top fundraising team in St. John's, and that's something that I'm super proud of. So this year, as I mentioned, I'm chair of the corporate committee, and our corporate team is just starting to get things ramped up. We've had a few meetings, a couple of really good ideas. We put an awesome fire pit on the auction for anyone who might be interested in the St. John's area. Anyway, yeah. So as was mentioned previously, part of so I guess the reason that we're speaking here today, or the topic, is how to make a compelling ask. So a compelling ask could be a couple of things. Yeah, this is Chuck's band, the Matchless Men, for anyone who's familiar with traditional Newfoundland music or Irish Newfoundland music at all. So yeah, making a compelling ask could be multiple things. Oh, you slow down, Ash. Yeah. First thing, I mean, obviously you need to get people on your team. So you want to make sure that you get a good various group of people who are very diversified. But I just wanted to touch on something that Anna said, about and actually what the poll was. Are you comfortable, or how comfortable are you with asking for donations? Anyone that knows me knows that I'm pretty outgoing. I'm pretty loud, and don't seem to get shaken much. But personally, I often find asking for donations in whatever form uncomfortable, and it's just one of those things that you kind of have to shake it off and get off your butt and go do it. Putting it off doesn't really help anything. If you want your team to be successful, you got to get outside your comfort zone and go ask people. So that's just something I added in at the time. So one thing that I touched on first, you want to diversify your team. Get a bunch of people. We have at work, for instance, we have a committee that we have about 5 people on the committee. And we're trying to get everybody in the place involved, of course. But on your committee, and even from your extended team, use people's strengths. So someone may be really good at social media stuff. Someone else may be really good at organizing or scheduling things. Someone might be really creative. So use those talents that people on your team have to the best of your ability, or the best of their ability, and use any affiliations that people might have. People might be involved in different groups. Someone might be involved in a soccer mom group or a hockey dad or whatever. Use those people, and then they can use their groups. Another thing, the next thing, have passion. If you're really passionate about something, it comes through when you speak about it. Don't hold back. Let people know, the people that you're speaking to, let them know how enthusiastic you are about Like Tonight, about what you're trying to do, about your fundraising. And, that's quite often that's contagious. So, if you're enthusiastic, it'll also transfer over to your team. So, if you really want your team to do really well and, raise lots of money for this, fantastic cause, have passion, show enthusiasm. A thing that I like to do personally when I'm going to, be at a company, or if I'm, approaching even an individual, is, I try to find a common ground with the people that I'm speaking with. For instance, as I mentioned, Chuck was in the traditional Irish Newfoundland band, the Maskless Men. They're one of the best, biggest, most popular traditional bands in Newfoundland, and so they're really well known. So when I speak to anybody, I try to always mention that. And if there's someone that may have known Chuck, someone that might know him from work, from the band, from whatever, I'll kind of always mention that. There was, for instance, there's a company I approached not long ago, and still we're talking to them about being involved and stuff. And so there's a number of people that they have working with them that went to school, at the same place around the same time as Chuck did. So, I made sure that when I was speaking to the owners, that I mentioned that fact. And then, that can kind of give the people that are there a bit of a personal connection to, drive them to succeed and to have a great team. Another thing is that, is to make it easy. So people by nature take the path of least resistance. So if you're coming up with an idea or an event, make sure that it's easy for people to be involved with, that, whatever the items are or whatever that you have, it's easy for them to get. If there's tickets, it's nice and easy for them to send you money for, you email back a copy of the tickets, whatever. So just have it straightforward, easy. Don't get complicated. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, but just make it super easy for people. Another thing is, be different. So, think outside the box. So, like, for instance, if you see over my shoulder right here, those bunch of bottles of wine, they're there intentionally. So when we were on a call about this, probably, I don't know, last week sometime, I think, one of the people on the call, I think it was last Wednesday or Thursday, one of the people on the call mentioned Wine Survivor. So I hadn't heard about this before. So what's Wine Survivor? So I looked it up, and basically, I think the idea was that you put in a bottle of wine valued at about $20, and then you put in an entry fee, which is, I guess, a donation of $15 or $20. And I like wine, and I know a lot of people that like wine, but I kind of sometimes I like a little better wine. So I came up with a top shelf Wine Survivor. So we have a minimum $100 bottle of wine and $100 entry fee / donation, and then the winner gets 50% of the wine, and all the money goes into or goes towards our team and gets donated to Like Tonight. So that's something that's kind of taken off good for me, because I know a lot of people that have similar interests, and so I think we're over 20 bottles now. So since Thursday passed, there's $2,000. Right, so it's just things like that. Don't feel bad about robbing an idea from someone, because, you know, it's all for a good cause. So, you know, if you hear tell of someone or you see someone has a good idea, feel free to steal it, right? At the end of the day, the money is going to the, you know, to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and you know, however you can raise funds and whatever's going to work best for you, you know, is what you should do, really. I mean, don't literally, like, you know, steal money. So the other thing is, you know, when I'm approaching businesses, I try to think, you know, what's in it for them. So as everybody is painfully aware, you know, times are pretty tough right now. You know, businesses are suffering. You know, there's a lot of places have shut down. You know, some people aren't working. So when I'm going to speak to a business about, you know, potentially having a team or donating or whatever, you know, I try to think of, you know, a way to approach them so that they will get something out of it. You know, obviously the main thing that they get out of it is that they help a great cause. But if the, you know, money is really tight, then, you know, finding a way that you can approach them and have very little costs out of pocket for the particular business owner, but still be able to contribute is really something that can go over well, because people want to help, but if they just don't have the money to cut you a check, they just don't have the money. So like a couple of things that we've done, and actually we just came up with one yesterday that we're going to be putting out is, so we're doing masks, so custom team masks, and we'll be getting that info out through Michelle here in the St. John's office. So we're going to do Light the Night masks, and you can put your own team on. And so what we're going to be doing is the company that's we know that does some work for us. They make masks, and they print them and stuff, and they're going to give us those at cost. We're going to put them to, you know, kind of package them up as kind of a little team thing for us, and then we're going to sell them to whatever teams, you know, happen to want them, and all the profits will go towards our team and donating to Light the Night. So, you know, it's just some you know, things like that you know, anyone can do that, you know, a similar thing. And you know, another thing that we've that I put towards people when I'm trying to get them to be involved and put a team in is that you know, there is a morale improvement from, you know, the employees when they're working together towards this common goal. And I don't know if anyone has seen the Steel Auto group that they do their teddy bear campaign. They, you know, each of their dealerships now have teams in. They basically swear by how much this has helped their morale in their dealerships. You know, they get little competitions on the go, and yeah, they're a really big contributor here now on the East Coast. And you know, Charlie Raymond, who's involved in our committee, you know, he can't say enough good things about how having a team has helped their dealership and just helped the morale of all their people. So yeah, so that's just you know, another thing that you can highlight to people when you're approaching them. Another thing is, you know, with the fundraising aspect, you know, and money is tight, you know, people don't have as much money as they once had. You know, adapt your goals. You know, adapt your goals to the climate that you're in. You know, if you have a goal, say, of $5,000, and last year you had 100 people who gave you $50 each. Well, you mightn't get 100 people to give you $50, or sorry, you mightn't get 50 people to give you $100 each this year. And these are, you know, round numbers, obviously, but you might get $50 from 100 people. So, you know, just kind of change things up a bit. You know, aim for smaller amounts of money from more people. Be kind of like Walmart, right? Go on volume. So, yeah, that's pretty much I think all I have. One other thing is for any companies that can, what we do is quite often, and we're doing it in this case as a company as an incentive, is we do a matching donation. So up to a certain dollar figure, whatever the team is able to raise, we match it. So that kind of gives a bit of an incentive to our people that are going to work on it. The more money that they can raise, obviously the better. And every dollar that they're able to raise winds up being $2 because the company is gonna match it. So so any companies out there that have teams in there, maybe that's something that you can look at if you can afford it. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. And I'd just like to thank everybody again for listening. Hopefully I didn't ramble on too much. And yeah, look forward to any questions that you might have at the end.